Hey guys, you've got Scruffy and Jinyo once again up to episode 26 now. Errand of Mercy for our Star Trek A Day challenge as we celebrate 50 years of the original series.
Yay, Star Trek.
You said we are now a third of the way through.
Once we've completed this, we will have hit the 1/3 point.
I've watched,
more or less.
I've watched the original series many times, but something about making myself watch one a day is a bit of a challenge.
It's awesome.
It's an awesome challenge, but it's a challenge.
It's awesome.
Alright, so we're ready to jump into Errand of Mercy, where we will once again encounter basically an omnipotent force.
Yep.
There's a fair amount of those in the universe so far.
Yeah, there are. But we'll get more into that as the episode's playing, and we're going to start that right now.
Yay, Zulu!
And there are a lot of omnipotent beings, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of that is...
You had Trelane. You had the Charlie X guys.
Uh-huh, right.
Oh, why did I forget what they're called now? Those dudes.
Yeah.
Thalians?
Thalians?
No.
No.
Those dudes. Anyways, those dudes.
Drawing a blank. Yeah.
It's not gonna be at least the third that we've seen that's omnipotent? Or just stupidly powerful.
Right. Not counting the Telosians who weren't omnipotent, but they had like super mind powers that could make you think everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that like when you're...
But as far as ones that like could basically blink you out of existence and can force a change that is like affects an actual galaxy or universe.
Right.
It's like I feel like not maybe Trelane himself, but like an adult, you know? Trelane, full grown, can do that. And...
Well, when we've got... I mean, basically humanity at this point is only out of its cradle for a couple hundred years. So you gotta figure, on average, in the galaxy, there's gonna be...
Spock is only down as long as they're being shot at. He like pops back up, like, let's get to the stations!
You're gonna figure there's gonna be a lot of societies that are more primitive than Earth. But there's also gonna be a number of societies that are less primitive, more sophisticated. And, how are they gonna manifest themselves?
Makes
Some of them...
no sense why that guy in blue is at freaking navigation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, what order in production was this filmed?
This was number 27.
It seems pretty late in the season, I feel like, to be making a, like, kind of canonical error like that. At this point, I would think that they have their shit together on, you're gonna have yellow.
Yeah.
You gotta be in yellow if you're gonna have someone at navigation or the helm.
Right.
So I don't care if you're gonna, like, keep switching out people, the actors that are there, and not stay consistent, as long as they're in yellow. And instead, it's like, oh, we just,
grab some guy.
Do a game of crab, and here's some guy in blue.
Yeah.
Blowing right past a very important thing that's happened, which is...
This episode?
First mention.
First mention of the Klingons.
The Klingons. I mean, before this, we've only known of one enemy of the human race and of Starfleet, and the Federation and everything like that, which, obviously, the Romulans.
Right.
But now there's another force.
Yes.
That they're at war with.
Right.
Because they're not at war with the Romulans, they're in this very...
it's like a Cold War.
Aggressive, neutrality, Cold War thing going on. But this is like, we're actually at war actively.
Yeah, with the Klingons. Which is the kind of thing you'd think would have been mentioned earlier.
Yeah, as they're exploring space.
I mean, there have been 25 episodes previous to this.
But the ideas come to you when they come to you.
I guess they do. So yeah, I mean, if you've got societies that are more advanced than you, to us, sometimes they're gonna seem omnipotent,
But when you can literally be blink-blunked out of your starship onto another planet. Yeah. That's not just I'm primitive, and by comparison, you look like a god. Like
yeah, but to other races, that's exactly what it seems like when we're transporting them. Mm-hmm. You know, things like that.
So they're over Organia.
Yeah, Organia. And Organia is a primitive world, but of strategic significance due to its...
To both Starfleet and the Klingon
Right, due
Empire.
to its location.
And it is basically it hasn't been taken yet by either side.
Right. But because we are...
trying to get to it first, you know? Oh, so worried.
But because we are suddenly at war, and have been for some time, suddenly, we can't let them have Organia. We just can't.
No. Conveniently, kind of medieval-ish backwards place makes for easy set design and wardrobe.
This,
I have to jump in. I think it's funny that here they don't give shits about making sure they're dressed appropriately.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was kind of a big deal, obviously, in Return of the Archons. Mm-hmm. And in other areas. But here it's like, whatever.
Right.
Not gonna make any attempts.
I like they cut to that shot of the smoky, citadel, like, on the hill. Originally they were going to use a matte painting, but then they ended up using stock footage of a castle because it's cheaper.
Interesting. Like, I know they're not bothering with, like, uniforms because they're already expecting to make contact, but still, I mean...
That's why, basically. They're not here sneaking around.
Yeah. Still, like, wouldn't you maybe alarm everyone else? I mean, only the high officials know that you're coming.
Yeah. This area that they're shooting in is part of...
Medieval times?
It's called the Arab Village. Part of the same studio backlot where they shot Miri. And
so is it a Paramount lot, a CBS lot, a Warner Brothers lot,
it's actually,
a 20th Century Fox lot?
It's actually a studio called 40 Acres.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, did they paint goats?
Yes.
Holy crap, they painted goats!
They painted livestock.
Oh my god, I have never noticed those goats painted before. Yeah. They're like green and blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They dyed the goats. Someone's job was to dye a goat.
Painted the livestock.
Not even like up to the head though. There's like, there's a body.
They painted the livestock to give it that alien touch.
I am all for it. I'm all for painting animals.
They're like, we don't have a lot of time, we don't have a lot of money, but we want it to. We
gotta make one of these animals.
Exotic.
One of these animals has to look not normal. Mm-hmm. Oh, those poor goats. So it's the first time we're seeing what one of Kirk's many roles is as a captain, and being a captain of a flagship.
Yeah.
Where the Enterprise is, and being on this space exploration mission, it's his job to be a goodwill ambassador and to do negotiations when necessary with meeting new life and new civilizations and trying to get them to be buddies with the Federation.
Right. It's not all about boldly going.
Yes.
It means seeking out new life and new civilizations. It means being
an
ambassador
and stuff, and
representing the Federation to them.
Which he's usually very good at. Is a little bit of a difficult situation because it's like, dude, guys, really awful people are coming.
Yeah. Like,
serious situation. Let's kind of move here.
It's high pressure, high stakes.
Yes. And the fact that he comes in and tells them this, and they're just like, eh.
Mm-hmm. It's even more frustrating.
Yeah, he's hitting a wall.
Especially for a man like Kirk.
And they're just so... disinterested.
Yeah, they just seem to equivocate. They seem to... not really taken seriously.
I mean, he's like, are you stupid?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really unfair. I mean, knowing what the Organians are, totally assholes, because there is no reason for Kirk to have to be doing basically all his exposition and stuff like that, to be trying to convince them so desperately. And because he all he knows is what he sees, which is some ass backwards, fairly primitive society. Yeah. Acting like, this ain't no big deal. We're fine. You are the ones that are maybe in danger. And he's like, are you mental? Like, what is going on here?
Right.
And knowing what the Organians are, they're just basically toying with him.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, we encountered this previously, and we will encounter it again. When you've got these civilizations that are so much more advanced than us, then a lot of times what they like to do is sit in judgment of us. Yeah. So they will test us.
Oh, yeah, the freaking arena ones.
Yeah, there's another
glitter little douches. I mean, Jesus.
So they will test us. They will put us on trial. They will judge us. And so, yes, they are
bunch of dicks.
They are fucking with Kirk.
Galaxies full of dicks.
That's what you do when you're super powerful.
Big, I'm better than you dicks.
Right.
And he's so desperate. He's so desperate to convince them.
It's because I feel
based on what he sees, you know?
It would normally take a lot more time just trying to sort of get to know people and establish a rapport with them.
The Klingons have legit showed up and right
so
outside.
He's got to get his pitch in, and he's got to get them to buy
as fast as he can.
Mm-hmm. That's for their own good, you know?
Oops.
A large number.
Yeah. Whoops-a-doodles. Oh, Sulu was in the captain's chair for one. His butt was there for one brief shining moment. Why is there a red shirt there? That guy did not know where the step was on the.
I thought he was gonna jump into the chair for a second there. Someone's got to be in the chair at all times.
So not only at this point do we have someone in blue at navigation, we got someone in red at helm. But, you know, sometimes...
Dogs and cats, living in sin.
Anarchy. I mean, yeah, Uhura jumps on there when, everyone else is, left, basically. Yeah. I guess since you've got Sulu, who has jumped into the captain's chair, there I can understand when randomly a red shirt shows up, but, you shouldn't start out with a blue guy in navigation.
Right.
It's gonna bother me the whole time.
I know. He's not qualified! Damn it!
Get your shirt colors in the right spots. Mm-hmm. Not asking for too much here. She's talking to a wall.
Yep. An omnipotent wall.
And now they're boned.
Right, because now they are trapped and outnumbered.
Yes. He's so busy. He usually doesn't lose his cool, especially if he's kind of on the job.
Mm-hmm.
He's always on the job. He's really on the job here.
There they are.
First appearance on the Klingons.
First appearance on the Klingons.
Yes, where Tice or someone else in wardrobe was remember those just rolls of fabric we threw over the shoulders?
Yeah. Of the guy in the taste of Armageddon.
Of Anan and stuff like that. Let's reuse that.
Right.
And has become...
We heat so much on him, we probably have enough for all of our Klingons.
Basically, and it has become the iconic,
I love how the omnipotent Organians are like, don't worry, Captain Kirk, if you dress up in these ridiculous clothes, you'll be fine.
Yes, if you look just like us.
Meanwhile, he's like, you're not even dressed the way we are.
Oh, they are precious. Their little leggings are precious. And they kept them in gold and blue, which is the best.
Yeah, I love that touch.
Yes. So freaking cute.
We're not worried. Don't you see the size of my chair?
Yeah, it's pretty huge.
You think?
Oh my god, those pants! Oh my
god,
those pants are amazing.
Enterprise has sparkly pants?
Yeah.
No.
So not only have they obviously reused the fabric from War Games, I'm forgetting his name. What's the actual episode name?
Oh yeah, Taste of Armageddon.
Taste of Armageddon.
Yeah.
So we're using basically the tunics from that, or the robe drapery, and their weapons.
Yep.
Which are going to be disruptors.
Right.
But introducing this beautiful concept of woven baldric.
Yep, the baldric.
And those glorious pants, which I don't think we have really seen that fabric used. Yeah. Or I'm just spacing on if we've seen it before.
Now, this actor is the magnificent John Colicos, who also has played Baltar in the original Battlestar Galactica.
Really?
Yep.
Gaius Baltar.
No.
Baltar.
Gaius was a name that they added for the new Battlestar.
New one? Okay.
He was just
But
Baltar.
It's that character, though, right?
Yes.
The
right,
yeah.
exactly. The villain.
Except
in the original Battlestar...
Oh, he gotta protect his Vulcan! Yeah. Now, I'm actually way more fond of these Klingons than what is preferably everyone's favorite Klingons, which is what we get in Next Gen.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard not to see what seems a bit of dancing with racism with these Klingons.
Dancing, you say?
In bed with them, straight up making love with racism when it comes to the character design of the Klingon. Because they're almost in blackface. Almost, but it's just a very bad tan color job. But they only tried it with him, I feel like, the whole concept of... I mean, I love the double eyebrow. Well, I love the double eyebrow. I think the double eyebrow is a really interesting thing to go.
Right.
But the kind of Fu Manchu, Chinaman, I'm saying in quotations, like...
I'll tell you where
facial
that came
hair
from.
with the almost blackface bad tan all comes together in a very painfully embarrassing way.
Yeah. And it's no less embarrassing when I tell you that when it came to the script that was written by Gene Kuhn, the producer, who wrote Arena and Devil in the Dark.
Yeah, he's written some amazing episodes.
Fantastic writer. But there was no real description of the Klingons, other than they were like this kind of
warrior
type of people. So the look was actually come up with by the makeup guy who really had very little go on, and discussing it with John Colicos.
Yeah, of like, how do you want to look?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like,
little knowing they were
want to
setting
look like Genghis Khan.
Little knowing that they were setting the stage for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's exactly what he said.
He wants to
look like Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Except
which
I
can appreciate when you're like, oh right, my character's a warrior.
Yeah.
This aggressive warrior. And you're like, Genghis Khan, sure, it's cool, but...
Yeah, BT dub Genghis Khan didn't actually look like that. But whatever. This was an era when we had like John Wayne playing Genghis Khan in some movies. So
it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
But still.
So the extreme tan came from I want to look like Genghis Khan, but I want to sort of do a little something different with the facial color, so I look a little more exotic.
But I want to be a different skin color.
Yeah. Because there were like different colored undertones rather than the standard sort of pink.
Yeah. Oh. But then I just think it's funny because what he went with is what then everyone has to go with at this point, which is getting painted this weird brown, not brown.
Yeah, I know.
Which is a lot on him here. The other Klingons in this episode are not.
Right. They don't have the facial hair, and they don't have the color.
Makeup to that extreme at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's rocking those gold pants up pretty hard. I know.
I feel like that's like from Friends.
I know. That's where Friends gets it. Yeah. But it's like for them that's a good buy. He was saying, oh my god, I've never seen such a fuck you like in a gesture before than in that one. Like he's just so done with it. So done with it. This is Kurt not giving any shit.
Yeah.
Which he does quite well. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that entire outfit. Look at that entire glorious I am Hamlet.
Now see, that's the second in command. You know that because they went to the trouble of giving
doing the
him
eyebrows
interesting and facial hair also. Yeah. I believe that actor's name is Victor London. Mm-hmm. And interesting fact about him.
So they just freaking like mind tortured him. Yeah. Like it ain't no big deal. Because it's not
up to Force 4.
Yeah, because he's kind of amazing.
Yeah. But interesting thing about Victor London, apparently he was the runner-up to be Spock.
Really? Mm-hmm. Ugh. Klingons are just the worst.
They are the worst. Now he's playing Commander Kor, who apparently they liked enough they wanted to bring his character back.
Yeah.
But availability of the actor prevented him from showing up again in the original series. But he did show up again in one animated series episode, but it was voiced by Doohan, who did a lot of the voices on the show. And he showed up on 3 episodes of Deep Space Nine.
Wow. They really liked bringing him back.
Mm-hmm. Although at that time, because it's Deep Space Nine era, he had like the ridges.
Oh,
but he was,
really?
Yeah, but he was the same actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, every time?
Yeah,
except for the voice acting?
Yeah, like, they got the same actor.
That's pretty awesome.
And he was Kor.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is kind of awesome.
Having to pretend that they're not Starfleet. I feel like he legit knows they're Starfleet. Like he just know. I mean, the entire way that Kirk is carrying himself and all the Organians. I mean, Klingons aren't stupid. Certainly not Kor.
Yeah.
Like he's seen the way all of them behave, which is very meek and passive.
Yeah, I feel like the only way they're able to get it over on him by the end of the episode is that he can't actually know. Yes. But he definitely is like.
There's a Federation ship in orbit around this planet, and there's a Vulcan for one. Right. Although he has passed the Mind Sifter Ripper thing. But then also I know! It's just, and then this guy in gold is awfully of enough star. Just wants to slug he just wants to go.
Like all those Klingons don't notice that. Come on. Yeah. He should be like Sala right now. Oh, can I get you some water?
Spock's having to be freaking
the FU to the
Klingons. Basically.
That's what he's thinking every time he does
Spock's playing massive defense for his captain.
Yeah, he knows he can't govern his passions.
But I do love, I mean, this is, first encounter with Klingons, first time we're seeing how Kirk interacts with Klingons, and his, how he feels about Klingons has never changed from this episode through all the movies. Like, it just gets worse. And I love that. Like, it's a very distinctive character trait aspect of him. Like, he's not a hateful guy, but he hates the fuck out of Klingons, man. Like, he just really does.
He, like, respects the Romulans, but he just hates the Klingons.
Just hates them.
Some of these guys look like their makeup was done really.
Oh my god, it's like just like some smears of dark on like their cheeks and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at those little legs. I'll climb up the stairs where I can't hide at all, except to creep. Like, what is that doing for me? Whee!
Oh.
Like, what's the point of that? Shouldn't you at least land on him? Oh, I'm gonna try that too.
You got a hand grenade.
That's an actual grenade. Like, it looks just like this. Painted grenade
looks like
silver.
A World War II pineapple.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah. Quite the pyrotechnics.
Yeah. Jesus. First I thought it was a firework, and then it's a freaking fire.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just hang out here.
I know! It's like they've never done this before. Of course they would. He's like, are you dumb? God, I hate them so much. They are just the worst.
Why? Because they're just messing with them?
Yes!
They're superior. That's what the superior
Like, if you believe you're only seeing what you're getting with them, they're the worst. And when you know what they are, they're the worst. Like, so they're just the worst through and through. They're dicks. Like, as far as Kirk is concerned, all he knows is he is desperately trying to save a civilization that doesn't seem to give a fuck about itself.
Right.
Like...
Yeah. It'd be one thing...
He's trying to save their culture, their way of life, their people from being annihilated.
It'd be one thing if they were like, look, we're so much more powerful than you. You can't even imagine it.
But no.
So we're fine.
We'll pretend that we are only as advanced as what we're showing you.
In fact, we'd prefer if you just went away and didn't bother us.
And then we're just like, we're fine, thanks, bye. And it's like, what?
And we're powerful enough to make it happen, so don't bother us. That'd be one thing, but to pretend, go through this whole charade.
I mean, at least like here that Kor is totally disgusted by the Organians, as he literally just said, but he totally appreciates Kirk.
Right. He's like more disgusted with them than Kirk is. And Kirk is, at this point, pretty disgusted with them.
I'm really disgusted, whatever this is.
This is the U.
Then that's it. Oh, just outed him. You see?
Broke his cover.
Dick. Like, they're just dicks.
He's already...
God, he's so happy!
He's already let Spock be tortured.
He's really maniacally happy.
He
Jesus.
is. Right.
Jesus. But, I mean, it's interesting here where very exceptionally so with the Romulans, but even with the Klingons, there is this kind of natural respect all warrior types have.
Right.
Those willing to fight for what they believe in and fight for, their own people and stuff like that.
Right.
That you can hate everything else about them, but you're going to respect that they have vigor,
Yeah.
And, I mean, Kirk hasn't admitted that, but Kor at least is like, I like this dude because he stands up for himself,
Yeah. You guys disgust me.
Yes.
You deserve anything that happens to you. Now, if you watch the first season of Star Trek The Next Generation...
I am not going to die for you, Dix.
He's like, I don't blame you. They're the worst, aren't they?
Just, I am not unfamiliar with, like, almost dying many times over. Yeah. You guys are not worth it.
Yeah.
Like,
I've put my life on the line.
That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Like, you guys are not worth risking my life for at all.
Well, it's like, if you're not going to bother to defend yourselves, then why would I bother to defend you?
That one guy on the left was basically painted black, like a chair.
So, yeah, I'm going to have drinks with you because...
I'm trying to find those glasses, too.
Do you think that gold netting on the pants would be the stuff that...
Yeah, it's what Mara has. Con?
Yeah.
Oh, for their
sleepwear?
No, not even. Because that was like a netting like the way Ulo has,
Yeah, that's true. You can see, you got a pretty good shot there of his belt buckle. Which is the bubble wrap. Yeah, which looks like metal studs.
But it's bubble wrap, spray painted gold.
Yeah.
Thank you, amazing ingenuity of a props department that has zero budget at this point and is basically ransacking. They totally had a habit of dumpster diving in the lots from other shows to see what had been thrown out, and that they could like paint and reuse and all that kind of stuff, which I love because it's smart. Someone else has already paid for props and they're going to toss them, and you can cannibalize them for whatever you need. But then to just be look, it's what a lot of cosplayers have a lot of fun with, which is go to Home Depot and find things to not use for their intended purpose. Right. And it's amazing what you can create.
That's very true.
And turn into something else. Yeah. Or it can be like the prequels of Star Wars, where they took a lady's razor and made it look like a lady's razor.
Yeah.
And
called it a communicator.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't in changing it. Because, those belt buckles, only if maybe you see one a little deflated, it works for what they're going for. I don't know. It might be what they were wearing on their sleepwear.
I love this whole conversation because it's basically establishing their rapport, their respect for each other.
Their hate for each other. Yeah. Automatically.
It's like, I hate you, but I respect you a lot. And I don't want to have to destroy you.
Kirk really hates him.
Yeah, he does. But he's like, I have you in my hands. I don't want to destroy you. I might have to.
Like, it'd be a waste.
But I really
it'd just be a waste.
But I just really respect you that much. Now, if you watch season 1...
Yeah, until you threaten his Vulcan, and then his face gets mad.
All bets are off. If you watch Star Trek Next Generation, season 1, you'll see Kor's baldric worn by Worf.
Oh, really? As like an heirloom or something? Or
well, they never come out and say, this belonged to Kor, but they use that exact one on Worf.
I keep thinking his netting is too thick for what they had.
Yeah, but like it's too close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, though, since it's just an overlay on some other fabric. I mean, the Klingon, Kor is being awfully kind of nice here in a way, in a respectable way.
I think it's great because it really gives the Klingons dimension. It gives them depth as people.
It's not just like,
we're warriors, we will destroy. All we do is conquer.
I like you from an enemy kind of perspective of things, but has no problem instantly seeing that, like, you will do anything for your Vulcan.
Yeah.
So let me just threaten him to pieces. Because seriously,
aren't those basically are those the same torches we saw on the Archons episode?
Probably. I mean, there we are. Spock just chilling.
Yeah.
I think it's no big deal. Like, they're totally in prison, and Kirk is like, that's not an issue. We gotta figure out what to do once we get out of here.
Yeah. We are gonna get out of here. Yeah. I don't know how.
That's a given.
Yeah. And he's still very on mission in terms of neutralizing the Klingons. Not just escaping, but
because as far as he's concerned, it's the Organians just don't know what's good for them.
Right.
So I'm just gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no duh. It's like, you're so confusing!
Yeah.
There's not a choice, but, like, you're very confusing.
See, from a message standpoint, I wonder what this is saying about, like the Organians are extreme pacifists.
Yes.
You know? They want to be neutral.
Yes.
They
so every single time, they're like,
we
don't want to be involved. And then when he thinks that Kirk's in danger, he's all like, that's Captain Kirk. You know, like, oh, I thought it'd be better for your safety if I just outed you here to these guys. And then it's all like, oh, we found out they were going to hurt you, so we'll help you get out. Because we want to make sure you're safe and everything.
And then, so are we to think that, like, pacifism is effective only if you are omnipotent?
Right?
You know?
Only when you control everything.
Yeah.
Can you be a pacifist? No, that dude is screwed!
Yeah. Who told you to give them food?
It's like, there was 10 people guarding him, 10 Klingons, and they're not there.
Yeah.
Like, how does that even happen? Special occupation. It's an interesting little... It's not a normal, like, you know...
It's not even
signal.
like this.
It's low.
Yeah. Pull that elbow back.
All dudes smiling like they're all on something.
Idiotic placidity of yours.
Pretty great.
It is almost as anathema to us as giving straight answers.
Yes. I love how there was kind of no attempts to make that little whatever that is. Mm-hmm. Whatever that was in the 60s, that's it right there. Like, they added, like, one thing to it. Like, usually, like, they'll paint something completely different. Mm-hmm. Or add some doohickeys on. It didn't really look that changed. Whatever he was talking to. That, you know? Mm-hmm.
He killed 200 Organians.
And they're like, no reaction whatsoever.
I don't understand you people. Do you not know what numbers are?
Cool. It's not even core, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I mean, they're not deaf.
But they're deaf to Kirk's pleas.
Yes. Yeah, he's done. By now, he's done.
Mm-hmm. I guess we're gonna have to rescue these freaking people.
Ah, you're useless. Oh, he's gonna get all physical.
Yeah.
There he goes. I will drag you out of your chair. They're just so full of themselves.
Well, he's like...
I understand why, but still.
I don't want to give you your weapons, Captain, but in order to continue our charade, I'm afraid I must.
Yes. Instead of just being honest.
Otherwise, I would have to tell you the truth.
Dicks.
Oh, he's going to martyr himself. He's going to die as an example to them.
But it's like... He's murdered 200 of your people because we're here. Like, for some reason, you're okay with that. I am not. So I will have to go do something about it.
He's like, well, those deaths aren't on my hands.
Oh my god, those boots.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's just everybody has some fur with the brown thing wrapped around them.
Like, if you weren't already wondering what the heck is up with them, this whole, like, old man conversation just here is starting to clue you into, like, alright, seriously, what's up with
there's
people?
more going on.
There's a whole, like, more than meets the eye thing going on. And...
Yeah.
That was pretty darn precise, though. 0.7 to 1. It's just those little turns that he does where he's like, seriously? How did your brain do that?
Got him.
Whee! Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's going down the stairs. That's not safe.
Oh, but he's going down very slowly and controlled, so.
Acting.
Kind of okay.
There's like little wrist guards on him? Why is there so much light showing on
I think that's his like long underwear coming out of his sleeves.
It'd be cold.
Yeah.
What are these dudes doing?
They're going to meditate towards peace.
Yeah.
Wish it.
Want it. Do it. Look at those pants. Those amazing pants. I mean, you can tell here that it looks like, I mean, the gold part of the pants goes past where their other pants go. Mm-hmm. This is fabulous.
Yeah.
I also love Kirk and his amazing, I'm gonna choke you with my belt.
Yeah.
Fling!
And then he jumps out. Hope that was the last guy.
I know! You didn't know yet. He's straight up choking a dude. He's straight up choking a dude.
Mm-hmm. He's got kind of a similar face structure to Nimoy?
Yeah. I feel like no Klingon would actually, like, surrender this easily. I mean, they hadn't established, like, what Klingons were willing to do, you know?
He is Captain Kirk, though. Yeah. And they all know Kirk, the captain of the Enterprise.
Whee! Well, that was easy.
You know? So maybe he's intimidated by his star power.
Gotta dress myself again. Gotta put on my nice little thin belt. Yeah, that completes my outfit.
It does.
It really does, because without it, it's just not interesting.
No, it's like a nightshirt.
Yeah, you gotta have that belt. And it's very important to him. Mm-hmm. Hello. I really love Spock's, like, half-shoulder cape and little
he's very
neck collar. Oh, yeah, he's fashionable. He's fashionable as all hell. Like, got a little Renaissance, I don't know, Hamlet thing going on. Yeah. And Kirk's the peasant. Basically, Kirk's the peasant in that little...
I mean, really, those are outfits that need to be cosplayed.
No.
Or go to the Ren Fair in those outfits.
And wait for someone to notice.
No one would. No one would.
Oh, that'd be sad. He is almost right.
Yeah.
It's just not above, except it's going to be on the planet. It'll be decided.
He has a very, very broad view of things.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like a straight-up scenery-munching villain, you know? And that's what I really appreciate.
He's like a Snidely Whiplash thing, or, you know? Twirl my mustache and cackle in the corner.
Right.
He's fairly developed in ways, just like the first appearance.
Yeah, I really appreciate that about Kuhn's writing, is that he's a nuanced character.
Yeah. And it's the same kind of a nice amount of depth that we get with when we first see the Romulans.
Oh, snap!
Oh. I love this. It's hurting all of them! How great would it be when they were like, and everyone jump! Yeah. So it hurts to touch people and weapons.
Yeah.
In a violent way, you know. Can't touch weapons and can't touch each other violently.
Well, it doesn't matter violently or not.
Just can't touch.
The Enterprise crew is just sitting at their stations.
Yeah, I love that. Like, Kirk and Kors don't really want to go at each other, and they're like, I can't touch.
Like, maybe if I punch you fast enough, it won't hurt too much.
And now we realize that Organians are terrifying.
Yeah.
And have the ability to make everyone feel like hot lava. Like, what the hell? And then be like, we can't touch anything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of red shirts on there, jeez.
And the Klingon is using the Eminian
communicator
from Taste of Armageddon. I like how Kor looks like he's texting.
Yeah. Hey guys. Sup?
Is it hot up there? LOL. Winky face.
It'd be angry frown. And then... Yeah, that's terrifying.
The powers are reaching all the way to their home planet.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
What?
Yeah, he's like, hey, crazy person says what? Yeah, seriously, what does? I love how both of them are like, you can't do that. That's our decision.
We have a right.
And you do. You have a right.
To what? To wage senseless war in which millions of innocent lives are slaughtered.
Well, Kirk says we have legitimate reasons for all this shit.
So?
I mean, yeah, at a certain point, it's like, alright, you're supposed to gotta chill and go to your corners, but it's terrifying that someone else can just come in and be like, stop.
Yeah.
Just force you away.
Right, the way Kirk did on Eminiar.
That's fine. I mean, the issue there was that they were no longer understanding the cost of war.
Right, but the goal was basically to make them stop fighting.
So you see this as a direct comparison on Taste of Armageddon to this, where
definitely.
He was in an Organian type of position. Mm-hmm. He's like, you guys don't. There you go. And then here,
we're on the receiving side.
This is what it would be like if he was on Anand's side, and yeah. Except the Organians are super douchey.
Yeah, they're douchey about it. You lies. Which we do.
Yes, we legit do.
He was like, well, I mean, you know.
Yes and no?
Nobody wants war. We just want the right to engage in it. And continue our current war. Well, they're like...
That's BS, because we have never seen that.
Well, we've seen the Federation and the Klingon Empire become allies. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen them become friends.
Never.
Like Kirk and Core.
You're yucky. Go away now. It has been awful to have you here.
Yeah.
It's like, this is disgusting. We do not sit in meat. Like, we don't sit in a meat bag.
Yeah.
That is just disgusting.
Yes. If we were as gross as you, perhaps we would rush to slaughter ourselves too.
I just love how they're in together. Like Kirk just hates him, but right now it's like, oh shit, you're the closest friend I got right now. Oh, that's awkward.
Because at least you're upfront about being a jerk.
And we both agree. And we both agree this is bullshit. What's happening right now?
Right. But it's like when Kirk realizes, no, what I'm doing is I'm arguing to be able to fight war, which is frankly ridiculous.
Yes. And then when it's laid out like that, you're like, but you know why I'm mad? Because you're taking choice away from me, you know?
And it's like, you know what? Maybe some choices you shouldn't have. Like, maybe nobody should be allowed to have freaking nuclear weapons to destroy the world with. Pure energy.
Very much like the way Trelane's alien entity-ish of aliens is. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because you've got, like, the character of Trelane, where he's a bit of that trickster, chaotic character, and has all these crazy powers, and he's not even, like, full grown yet. Mm-hmm. And you have the Organians, which seem to have a power 10 times what we see in Trelane.
Right, because they don't need a machine to focus it.
Yeah. Oh, and also because we don't see what his parents are capable of.
That's true.
Because again, he's younger. But you have, both sides of the Q before that comes into play.
Yeah.
You got this let's fuck with people character.
Yes.
And the pure omnipotent power that are in the Organians, which all come into the Q we see in Next Gen, who just fucks with Picard.
It's something apparently Roddenberry really fell in love with, because then we've got the Q, who not only fucks with people, but takes particular glee in doing so.
But also, I mean, because I don't know Next Gen as well as I know TOS, is like, he's doing it because the Q collective in general is, like, always checking in on humans, right? Like, in terms of, are you growing as a species? Are you just only bloodthirsty? Do you have compassion? Are you?
We don't know how much of that we can really impute to
because we only have Q
right
as the go-between, and he's a dick.
He's the only one we ever really hang out with. We meet some of them in another episode, but he's the one.
But I mean, really... that is what's going on with the Organians, which is like, we're this higher level of pure, maybe just the highest intelligent thing there is.
Right.
And we are, and again, what we see with the arena alien species, which we're watching you.
The Metrons.
And we're judging you. Metrons and Organians are very much like, Metron's straight up judged.
Right.
Organians too, though, are like, we are way above all this, and we're actually going to dictate what happens to you. Here, the Organians have stopped the Klingon Federation war.
Yeah. Straight up
was like, nope.
Not gonna have any more of that.
Done. We know you disagree, but screw you. We have come in as a third party and ended it.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
A while.
Yeah.
A long while. And it's kind of terrifying that they can just do that.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's making an analogous point to what obviously happens in the real world with bigger countries and more advanced cultures and stuff.
I feel like
and what messages is trying to go on?
I feel like the point of that is to push Kirk to the point where
he has to admit that it's
exactly, that he has to admit that war and this continuing violence and the loss of millions of lives.
And so they're just trying to. Do you find this episode is just trying to make a general statement about war? Because obviously, most, if not all, the episodes have some type of relevant message.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
To get across.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's making a general statement about war and the degree to which people cling to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole states' rights argument where it's like, oh, we're not fighting for slavery, we're fighting for the right of our state.
Yeah.
To do what? To impose slavery on people.
Yeah. Which is awful.
And it's like, okay, that's not cool then. Don't you understand that?
So no more of that,
Right. So it's like, well, we're arguing for our right to wage war.
Yeah. And they're like, at the cost of millions of people.
But actual war is bad.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we know that. But we're still gonna wage it. Yeah, it's like, I don't think you really do know how bad it really is.
Which I maybe would be more accepting of that very important message if the Organians weren't just full of dicks. They're just the worst.
Yeah.
They're awful. First time you're watching the episode, you're all like, what is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
And then when you find out they're basically all powerful, you're like, fuck you guys, And then if you rewatch the episode, you're like, double fuck you guys. You're just assholes screwing with everyone across the board.
Right.
And it's just it's a massive waste of time. I don't even see it as they're trying to teach a lesson on the Federation and Klingon side, or they're trying
if they can work it out.
Yeah, or trying to see. Yeah, it's just more like, oh, we're interested in seeing what they're gonna do, and I'm like, well, you're just basically people playing with mice.
In a way, that is sort of like a lazy writing trick, because it's
let's observe.
It's like, okay, let's create conflict where there is none.
Yeah.
Let's mess with people. And then, at the end, we'll erase all that by saying, see, it was just a test, or it was just us fucking with you, or whatever. Whereas if they just came out and said, you know what, we're super powerful, we see you guys fighting, and we're not cool with it, then that's like a 15-minute episode.
Yeah. It's
it's
a very important episode because your introduction into Klingons,
right,
which will then evolve into, obviously, one of the most popular aliens and characters we'll see once we get to next gen.
Yes.
Big deal.
Exactly.
And obviously introduces the fact that it's Klingon Federation War is over. But outside of that, it's really hard for me to appreciate that episode because I just
because the Organians
hate the Organians.
Well, that's because
hate them.
That's because you also hate things like hidden camera shows where the whole point of them
yes, I don't like it when people are fucked with, and that is what this is.
And that's exactly what the Organians are.
Yeah.
They're just
no cameras.
Candid camera, that's us, we're just messing with you.
Ugh.
Yes.
The worst.
Now, interestingly, really, as the series goes on, the Klingons become more significant a villain than the Romulans are.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is probably just something very basic and practical, which is Klingons are cheaper than Romulans.
Because of the makeup? You don't have to do the ears every time.
Exactly. You don't even have to do the funky eyebrows for everyone.
You don't have to do the eyebrows, the hair, or the ears.
Yeah, you just have a couple of dudes who have interesting mustaches, and everybody gets bronzer. And that's way cheaper than doing ears for everybody. So, all right. Well, that was Errand of Mercy. An interesting episode on many levels. And next time, join us for what is generally considered one of, if not the, worst episode of Season 1, The Alternative Factor.
Which I can't even
That's the one with Lazarus.
Oh, come on! No, I'm saying that sarcastically. But come on! Don't we see Vasquez Rocks again there?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So,
to that then.
One saving grace. So join us next time for The Alternative Factor.